What's up, guys, and welcome to Nikon's fast tips and tricks for Wingman on Inferno. Let's get straight into it with Armor, AK, full bit of utility, and make sure that my God mode is on. Now, if you've seen any of my tips and tricks videos before, you'll see I do everything live in one take, show you how easy it is. So bear with me like a Twitch live stream, pause and rewind the video if there's anything you want to see. Now, straight away, fast in towards CT spawn, just like this. You're going to spawn right here on the edge of the bomb site. The T's spawn literally just over there, so the action is very fast in this map. So you're going to need to slow down those T's with Molotovs. They are your #1 friends for CT side incendiary grenades. And so if you're going to be the long player watching this angle here, where you can also support in towards apps and watching towards short as well, you can get a lot of control here on the corner and a lot of information as to where they're coming from. You definitely want a fast Molotov off the arch just like this at the start of every round. That should be your standard if you're looking to get some control on towards long. It gives you opportunity to move up in towards arch. You can move up to the pallets, you can play on top of the pallets, you can sneak in towards the library, wait for them to come round while seeing short as well. And if they, if they sneak in front of you just past this, maybe shoot them in the back if you, caught them on a time and you're playing really passive back here. Whatever it is, it gives you some options. So just bounce that Molotov off the top of the arch and just do something like this. Or if you want to go for a peek or something like this, absolutely get that flash peek in and come on round and pre-fire that headshot, because again, that flash peek is going to be absolutely just disgusting to deal with for T-side, trying to hold top mid behind your Molotovs. If you spawn on site and you want to do the same thing for short, spawn here, look under the right hand side of that balcony, run forward, a left click throw, and the same thing is going to happen here on towards short. This gives me time to go graveyard, gives me time to go towards pit, gives me time to push up to the barrel here. I can go up in towards apps if I want, or if I've got that Molotov, then I can run in, I can maybe do a pop flash. It's whatever it is I want to do, and same again, get ready to pre-fire at the headshot angle just around here. Again, any T who's trying to hold this whilst the Molotov is going to be absolutely white. So use that stuff at the start of every single round. If you're going for that fast control of CT side, you should be definitely doing something like this at the start of every round. This person here, this person spawns here. If I'm being the long player, you'd be seeing something like this at the start of every round, and for T-side that is so disruptive. That's really hard to deal with, and of course there's nothing stopping them from smoking it out. Do you know what I mean? If I get a fast Molotov again on towards long, if the T's are determined to push you and they're going to counter push you, then absolutely they are going to do something like this. They're going to push through with Mac 10s, Tech 9s, whatever it is, and they're going to be absolutely pushing you out. But as soon as you hear that Molotov get extinguished, you can then just start absolutely drilling on them, and they are going to be the ones that are going to be at the disadvantage jumping through. They don't know if you're going to be in towards arch or anything over here, because you could have used any of that time to disappear, okay? So those Molotovs are set-up Molotovs, because you've got so little time on this map to get set up as a CT into any good positions, which I'll show you some good positions. Definitely another tip and towards the start of the round is literally just get an annoying flashbang straight over at the start of the round. For the T's literally spawn here, down towards this line here. Those early flashbangs are going to be absolutely disruptive as fuck. They're going to be so annoying. And same again, if you're T-side, in return, I would flash over by this chimney, just like this, and I would be getting those return flashbangs in, because again, any CTs who are pushing in towards short are going to be met with those return flashbangs, and they're going to be so white as they're coming to take that peek on towards top mid, which may just give you that winning advantage. If you're throwing that flashbang for a teammate here who's coming to take that fight and hopefully get the early kill here on towards the CTs, it's whatever you can make of it, okay? Now, obviously, in what you can use those Molotovs for, there's so much janky shit you can do, okay? If I want to go playing towards pit, remember at the start of the round, I want to get my Molotov in. Whilst I've got that Molotov burning, then I can just sneak down towards it. Look at that, I'm safe from being peeked because I've got the Molotov here. I can stand here in the corner, right up to the corner pit, and then if I look at the bottom of the stone, just like this, follow the bottom of the stone, just right-hand click, I'm going to get myself a sexy one-way that's going to let me see in towards short. It's going to be absolutely nutty. I can see anyone on towards this corner. Seeing is believing. So if I get Bolt Pelican to stand here on towards the corner, you can just see how immensely horrible that is. Remember, guys, you need that Molotov at the start. If I don't have that Molotov, then I'm going to have my back turned to this guy, stood here with my flipping grenade in my hand, and he's going to destroy me. He's going to peek me for free. He's just going to walk out, have his crosshair literally aimed ready at pit, and I'm fucking gone, alright? So what I want to be able to do is just literally into this position. I want that Molotov there to give me an opportunity to set up in towards this position. Oh my goodness, you don't want to be doing that. Just make sure you are right in this position, just like this. Get rid of this smoke. Goodbye. There we go. And then I'm crouching out, and look at that. Pelican is so easy to see. AWP, he's going to destroy me. Now, if I put Pelican in my position, because seeing is believing, there's no point me telling you a one-way, but if you can't see it to believe it, Pelican is flipping invisible. Absolutely invisible. That is a king king one way. And literally, like I said, the only way to get it in a wingman, because if you try and rush there, the T's are just going to brush you short. You need to get that Molotov in first. And whilst that Molotov is burning, make sure you haven't heard them, you know, extinguish it. Then get yourself in towards that position, just like this. Making sure you're looking at the bottom here. Look at that. That Molotov is still burning. So as soon as that Molotov disappears, they're going to be starting ready to come on around to peek me. Bang, they are gone, and it's going to be beautiful, beautiful shots and stuff like this. It's so sexy. In terms of other one-ways you can do, same thing you can do again. If you can get a Molotov in towards a short position, just get used to throwing that Molotov fast, just to make sure. There's another one you can do here where you stand on top of this little barrel, just like this, and you land your smoke on towards that little half wall here. So you want to make sure you're doing it fast again whilst the Molotov is still lit, but you just right hand drop your smoke just like this, play on top of the barrel, and you've got a sexy position. You can crouch in and out of this smoke, kill the short player, you can watch towards this angle, and you can easily watch long as well. The good thing I like about this smoke is if I get the one kill, I've got an easy exit strategy in towards grave if I want to play some more angles, or if I've got an easy exit strategy to just dive in towards pit as well, and just give me some more options as well. Okay, so it's got a really nice exit strategy. Now, same again, seeing is believing, guys. So I'm going to put Bot Spider on top of that barrel and smoke it off. And the T-side POV for that is, again, Spider is very difficult to see on top of that barrel. It's only when Spider just stands up and there, it's going to be pretty nasty, and you can easily toggle in and out of that smoke. So the best way to be is to be at the edge of the barrel. So let me get rid of that there. So the further back you stand in relation to the smoke, just like this, right at the back edge of the barrel, the more difficult you're going to be able to see, because you're deeper into that smoke. You can see how much harder Spider is now to see, even when they're stood up the first time. So if you stand too forward on that barrel, you're going to be easy to see. But I promise you as well, the amount of T's come around, they're going to be looking here anyway. And by the time you've already walked around, they're going to be like, what the hell? And you've killed them there. So it's a nice, easy one way. I think, you know, these are gimmick strats, you know what I mean? These are stuff that you're going to bring out, and they might just give you that extra kill, but an extra kill might just really help you here in towards Wingman, just like this, if you're getting in towards these positions really quickly. And like I said, you want to be here at the start of the round, and just making sure that you're here just as that Molotov is just burning off, and you're getting those kills, and you're just staying alive then. Remember to use your environment around you to help you with flashbangs and stuff like this. If you want to flash in towards short, flash off that door. You see that white door just like this? Flash off the door like this. Flash peek out, and that is going to be your flash peek and stuff like that. It pops really nice and high over the top here. It's an absolute killer flashbang. Or again, whatever, just use your environment. Whatever it is, just use your environment. Whatever you want to do. And, you know, you can just do whatever it is, you just, you know, to just keep you alive. Just use anything around you, because you just want to stay alive as long as possible so a teammate can come and help you out. And yeah, so there's some pretty cool stuff as well. You can also do POV smokes, so they're not one-ways, they're point-of-view smokes because of the kind of forced perspective in this game. So if I want to do one on towards short, then I can do one on towards the bicycle barrel. So I throw in that Molotov as well, make sure that no one's pushing me, and then I can just stand here, make sure I come up to the barrel and look at the back of the seat here, get a nice smoke here, and then I can come play at the edge of the sight box here. As soon as I see their feet come around the corner, I'm going to be able to kill them again, okay? So same thing again, if I get bot Iguana to come and just stand on that corner there, T-side perspective peeking this, I cannot see Iguana, but Iguana can just see my feet here. I would have to crouch and get an idea of what Iguana is doing on towards that other side of that smoke, okay? So it's a pretty nasty smoke there as they come on round, and I've put Iguana here. Then look how easy that is. As soon as Iguana peeks around, he is destroyed, and I can fall out of this angle. I don't know, I can flash peek in for myself or something like this over the top and just go for absolutely something insane, because again, a flash peek like that, I can't even see that's coming through the smoke, and I'm going to be full flipping white. So there's some nutty stuff now if you want to be doing this for wingman competitions or stuff like this. You can do other force perspective Molotov or smokes and stuff like this. This one, you come up towards the pallets and you look on towards the dark spot here, and you can put one on towards this corner. But remember again, to have the safety to run up towards that pallet, you want to have that Molotov at the start of the round. So get that Molotov in. Once you've got a Molotov in, that's going to give you the safety to have a grenade out here without getting shot in the face. And then you can drop in something like this and pull on back to the corner, and you can wait then for feet to come on round and go for those nice easy kills. Because I promise you again, if you're stood here on towards the corner for T-side perspective, you are going to be hard to see. You're going to be hard to spot. You see that? Iguana is really flipping hard. I would have to crouch, and even then, because Iguana is kind of lined up with the shadow of the little cubby hole behind where the gate is, that's really hard to see Iguana as I'm coming around the corner. And I would have to be crouching, and it's going to be a nasty one. However, Iguana can literally see me the second I come on round. So, like I said, they're not one-ways, they're just almost acting like one-ways because of the forced perspective, and the lighting is really favourable. The sun illuminates that corner whilst the sun is in the shade in this corner, which makes me much darker behind that smoke, so that's pretty sexy. Everyone, I think, knows the one in towards apps. Again, you always need Molotovs to give you that time. You can't be caught running up on towards this barrel if you've not got that Molotov, because otherwise the T's just literally going to come running and shoot you in the ass as soon as you're peeking. I can't tell you how many rounds I've won T-side just by going, fuck it, and just running around, flash peeking in, and just fucking absolutely destroying them. You can be literally that took me a few seconds just to run that bit there. So if you don't have the Molotov, the T's are just going to run in on top of you like this, and you're going to be shot in the ass like this whilst you're trying to look long, and you'll be like, what the fuck, why are they short already? So just make sure you're getting those Molotovs down. If you're playing it as someone on your own, make sure you're prioritizing that Molotov, just getting down and just always being ready for something like that and to deal with it. Yeah, I was doing the apps force perspective as well, so make sure you get that Molotov down. That's going to give you some stuff here. You basically land it up on towards this, just like this, and then you can go and play back in towards this corner like this. You can see their feet coming along. Easy kills again. And for anyone coming to play this corner, it is really hard to see Iguana. If I'm coming round in towards apps here, I cannot see Iguana at all. I would have to crouch. Even if I crouch, I can barely see what is happening going on over there. However, from my point of view, if I re-throw that grenade, it is so easy. As soon as I see Iguana's feet, bang, they are dead, and I've got a free kill, and I can fall out of apartments. So all those forced perspective smokes are going to be super sexy. It's whatever it is you want to use. I've seen someone else, I don't personally use it much, but I've seen someone land a smoking on towards the apple cart. I've been killed by a position like this before, where you just basically uphand it just like this, and then you play a nice round, you know, something like this, because again, in this position, it's going to be pretty nasty. If I put the bot here, you can see just how hard that is to see through the edge of that one way, just like this. So certainly on pistol round, I've seen someone do that before, where they've literally just dived into mini pit as fast as fuck, and then they've literally just dropped a nice little smoke that just lands on towards the apple cart like this, and then they play a one way literally just underneath it. It's a brutal one way. But yeah, all you want to do is just make sure you're landing it on top of the cart like that. And so long as you've got the nice little one-way here, you can play right up against it, and it's a nasty one because they're not really going to know what it is. They might think that it's like a balcony smoke, so you often might just find a T come around and be like, oh, what the hell is that? And then you're shooting through the little gap through the bottom here because they can't really see you. So it's a sexy one. I think that's most of the CT side naughtiness going on. I'm sure there's a million other things that you can do. I'm sure you can play up here. Maybe you can do something like this, I don't know, where maybe you can watch in towards the apartment area like this and actually watch around short or something like this, and as soon as they come around the corner, do something like this. I'm sure there's going to be some janky stuff where if you're playing right at the edge of the box, this is me just figuring it out on the fly now, and if I refill the smoke, I'm sure there's going to be horrible stuff like this. You can see there, Iguana is really hard to see. If I'm creeping up this wall out here, Iguana is so difficult to see. Where if I now play on top of that there, I can see all of those bullets. I can see anyone creeping up this wall. So there's another cheeky little one-way perspective just like this here. If you were to do something a little bit more crazy like this, and you want to have a nice little deep looking towards short, as soon as they're coming up towards this here, there's going to be nice easy kill and something to fall back on. And as well, you can see the feet coming up through here. That's pretty sexy as well, because again, for the T's trying to come here, it's going to be pretty nasty, and you're going to have a much easier view shooting them through that. So I think again that's pretty nasty. Just remember your fast utility CT side, you know, and being reactive. Definitely get those fast Molotovs in, and you know, and deal with that stuff. And you know, don't be afraid to go for those aggressive flash peeks. And just make sure you're coming in to get those pre-fires on. Just get that big information by coming around and being aggressive. Now I think I'm going to go show you as many T-side tips and tricks as I can. Obviously you can do boosts and stuff as well. Be careful of playing default angles. You know, do something different. You know, all these positions like this is really standard. This is really standard. You're just going to get caught out if you're playing things like this. Just be so careful. This is quite standard as well. This is quite standard up on towards this box. This is quite standard playing at the edge of this box. All of these things, you might find that you're getting good kills at the rank you're at, then you're just going to reach a point where that's just not working anymore, because this guy's going to come out and literally ready to one-tap you, and you're going to be like, what the fuck, man, I was playing such a good spot up here, like, what the fuck? But it's because you were stood in an angle that person, after playing 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 hours, has seen about 1 million people in that spot, and so that's not new to him, and he's going to take your flipping face off the second he comes out for these peaks on towards these angles of you, and all of these angles. So just make sure you are so careful, and if you are looking to get better and stuff like this, just get ready for the pre-fires on this one here. Get ready for that bike boost as well at the back there. If someone's on top of the bike and something like this, their head is, you know, it's going to be something like this. So making sure you're looking over the top of that wall as well for the bike, and then coming around to check underneath. Loads of sexy things. Yeah, in terms of boosts as well, you can do a boost here with the bot. If you want to do a fast boost in towards the short on towards this bit here, you could just get a teammate to stand there because you can do this. So I would get the fast Molotov in towards short like this, where Zigzag isn't going to be hurt. I can get on top of Zigzag's head then and get up on towards this here. Oh my goodness, I didn't have enough forward momentum. You're going to see that my movement is absolutely terrible. Oh my goodness, Zigzag, you're a mad guy. There's me blaming the bot. It's me. I'm being shit. So if you're looking to do a fast, again, practice it. But yeah, you should be able to do fast then boosts on towards this position without your teammate you shouldn't have to push all the way up to flower pots, crouch down here, get your teammate up there. You can literally just stand here in short like this and then just get fast on. But again, you'll have to practice it. Practice getting the Molotov in so that you can do it like this and get up here really quickly and then get it towards this position super fast without them pushing through the Molotov and something like this. But the more you practice it, the more flawless you'll be at fast and just getting up here and just getting so much more better at it. So practice it. If you're playing as friends, just get it faster and faster until you're just getting more and more effective at it. Same things like this. You can actually self-boost up here, but you have to practice it because watch me now, I don't practice it enough and I'm probably going to fail it. Yeah, I didn't even hit my spacebar. Oh my god, I didn't even hit my spacebar! Basically what you want to do to self-boost up there, you stand up here right at the edge of the railing and you line up with the third little dot just like this. Look at the bottom of the balcony like this, and then you can just easily self-boost jump over here. It's quite a difficult one, and it's probably going to be, oh, I do it all one take just to show you how easy it is. It's not easy. Hitting one of these live in a game is pretty hard, and it's so rare. But if you can, and it's all about practice, because if you can hit it, and if you can hit it being practiced, then you're going to be so much more dangerous in the server. Oh my goodness, he did it. It took me 4 times, but it did it. So that was it, and you can see it takes me 4 times. You practice that, you spend, even if you just spend, before you go into a game each time, just 5-10 minutes practicing that every single time, you're going to then just get better and better and better. And if you can start self-boosting up here with a Molotov and stuff like this, and self-boosting you up here, you're going to be so much more dangerous as a player. So keep practicing and practicing. Like I said, I'm showing you live in one take to show you how bad I am, but also to show you that you can do this with a bit of practice, and then you can just start hitting it again and again. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it 3 times in a row. That's just too much of a tall order for the big man. Yeah, no way. I jumped too early. Okay, so fast T-side tips and tricks now. There are loads of smokes and stuff like this that you can do. If you want to come in, if you want to push long and stuff like this, then smoke off short. Just look at this line, just like this here. Left click throw, and it's going to be an easy smoke on towards short. That's going to let you kind of push up long. However, be careful of what I just showed you. The boost position is not covered off by that smoke. Flower pots, quad, balcony, all of these positions are not safe from that smoke. They're going to see you move up long. This guy up here is going to watch you move up long and shoot you in the ass. This guy, if he's up on flower bots, is going to see you. So be so careful. Although you can get into this position really quickly and you might, be able to do something like this, you can come on around and do this. Always have one guy at least being a little bit careful of a fast boost behind you, because like I said, if they can boost up here really quickly at the start of the round and you throw that smoke, they're just going to shoot you in the back and then get a one-man advantage and dip off really quickly. So yeah, you can do something like that if you want to. In terms of Molotov in quad, just like this, these red stars here are going to be your little friends. So as soon as you see the red star here on towards the short corner, then that's going to be your easy Molotov in towards quad. Super easy. And in terms of Molotoving like on top, just get a little bit deeper and a little bit higher. You just want to bounce it off the top of the wall just like this, and that would be the Molotov on towards quad. I know there are a million other ways of Molotoving that spot. You can probably just get up on towards a position like this. Oh my goodness. I used to have a molly or something like that for that position where you just basically stand on the edge of the balcony just like this, but it's you've got to hit it pretty right. There we go. You can do something like that. But then it's getting the Molotov line up right, which I can never do. Oh my goodness. I am so... There we go. You can do Molotov lineups and something like that. I'm going to have to speed up all that bit of the video. You basically do nice little Molotov lineups like that, and you can actually do something like this. It's up to you. It depends what you want to do. If you want to clear off short on towards something like this, then you can do double Molotovs and something like this, but it's up to you what you want to do. I think that's such a flashy Molotov, you're not going to really need it. You're just way much easier throwing that Molotov literally does the same thing, Molotov's the same thing, and forces the CT up on towards that position. So it's completely up to you as to what you want to do. In terms of smoking long, to smoke long, you can just stand here on this grate and you can just look at this dark patch and just go up towards the ceiling, left click throw, it's going to bounce, and it's going to land here. The nice thing about the smoke is that it smokes off towards the bracket position here as well, which is pretty funky. If for any reason ever in the world a CT has managed to push up brackets and hold an off angle here, maybe you've got a teammate who was holding this side or something like this, went for a kill, died, lost the fight, and now the CT's coming to get really aggressive in towards this position or something whilst you were fucking around in apps, and now you're coming back here and you're not expecting this position, then you can just stand here and you can throw that smoke. The good thing is about that smoke is that it smokes off the brackets player as well. He can't see anything, literally can't see anything. However, you can see his feet at the bottom here, so you can just delete him, and it leaves this corner exposed, so it's really easy to come on round. So you know, so you can easily flash for yourself, come on round, check all of these and pre-fire all of them. The reason I like the smoke to land there is because it's forward enough that you can still get a Molotov in behind it, and those Molotovs behind it give you enough time to walk out, and the CTs can't stand behind the smoke and spray. Sometimes I see smokes and stuff like this which land up here, and the only risk is then if you're trying to Molotov the corner, you might then have a Molotov be extinguished here when you really need to clear out that cubby or something. Even if you're going short, you do not want to have a guy being like, they're going short, and start nailing you in the asshole whilst you're trying to then deal with going short or something like this. You just do not want that situation ever to occur. So if you're going to be going smoking off long, then absolutely get your smoke down, wait for the smoke to bloom, or if you do want to have a quick jiggle peek just before, you can see where they are, and again you can see where the red stars are. The red stars are going to be your friends. That's going to be the Molotov here to make sure no one can play here. They can't come and stand behind this smoke and go for the spray because they're going to be on fire. So that's pretty nice. T side in terms of flashbangs up towards top mid, just like this, you need to do crisscross flashbangs. So if I'm flashing short, just off this wall, just like this, come on round and take that gunfight here. That pop flash there is going to be absolutely nuts. Think about the angle. I do so many videos where I talk about thinking about the angle. This is the angle here. This is the angle that this blue and red line here that the CT is holding. If he's going to come hold this angle here, my flash needs to land on this side of the line where it's going to be in cover for me. So that side of the line is in cover for me, but out of cover for him. So that I just want to throw the flashbang, and that's going to pop over, and it's not going to blind me because it's in cover for me behind the building, and for him it's out of cover. As long as you understand that lineup, you do not need a flashbang. Anywhere off this wall is fine, so long as it follows the principle of flashing in cover for me, but not in cover for him. And as long as I'm applying that principle and swinging as soon as it flashes, you are going to be flashing 99% of the time with really good success, okay? It's only when you start getting to nutty level, because, you know, same again, the reason I call them crisscross flashbangs is because that flashbang flashes short, but it doesn't flash long. If there's a player up here watching this position, he's not even dazed by that, and he's going to kill you the second you come on around this corner. So to flash long, I need to flash just off this wall, like this, and then as soon as it pops, I can come on around then to take that pre-fire right on towards the corner, right at head height. You can see where that pre-fire is, and again, for that player like that, that's going to be really blinding. So to do this, I would be here with both tees just like this, and I would be throwing flashbangs and flashing both sides and coming out of here to move this position. They're called crisscross flashbangs because look at this, they cross over and make an X. So make sure you're using those flashbangs. Like I said, so long as you're flashing off the wall or something like this, and coming like this, and you're not blinding yourself, you are doing good, effective flashbangs. Obviously, at the higher levels you're going to go, if you're on some Wingman tournament, they're going to start reacting to these kind of noises. They're going to see the shadow and something like this, and they're going to turn away from that and be much more effective at dealing with it. Yeah, and this is the thing, when you get to a much more sweaty level and stuff like this, as soon as they hear the tick, they might still have their Molotov, or they might deploy a smoke or something like this. They might be running backwards and deploying a smoke and trying to play around it, or doing something, or any kind of janky shit to just try and catch you out, whatever it is they might be doing. When you start getting more and more sweaty, then you're going to start needing those kind of different flashbangs. You're going to want different flashes that do all sorts of things like this. This is when though you're getting real nerd level, because then you're going to want pop flashes that literally pop right on the corner here. So if they're holding a tiny slither of the angle just like this, there's no opportunity to deal with those kind of flashes. But if you ain't playing at the sweaty Wingman tournament and stuff like this, you don't need to be worried about that kind of stuff like this, to make sure that they're popping as soon as you're peeking and all that kind of stuff. If you want to smoke off moto and stuff like this, then you can just look here where the metal crisscrosses like this. Left click throw, it's going to go over, bounce off the roof, and then bounce off this bit here and land here. We call it moto because it lands in the motorbike. Pretty sexy stuff. So you can do something like this if you're intending to do, I don't know, if you want to go short to A, then you can do, you know, a smoke setup or something like this, and you can do, you know, you can do double flashes like this, where you're coming around and you're checking all this here. You've done the double flashes, you're pushing out, and you've got this smoked off as well. Basically, the long player, if he's up here, he's going to be smoked off, and he's going to be smoked off here, and he's going to be the one at a disadvantage, pushing through this here, whilst you're literally then pushing on towards site, clearing out here, taking this fight. You can take the pit guy, you know, with the smoke being up safety, and then come on up then and plant yourself up here. You can plant here whilst that guy has to push through the smoke. So there's some pretty sexy stuff. Equally, you can start getting pretty nerdy and use your own smoke to do something. You might do something like this, where you smoke off Moto and short, you then go for a fight, and you go kill this guy on towards long or something, or you kill him out. Make sure you're always checking this, making sure he's checking all these angles like this, and then you might say, right, should we do something really naughty, and then boost yourselves over top of your own smoke, and then I can see in towards mini pit, I can see the back pit here, I can check grave, I can check to make sure that the bomb site is clear or something like this. Use your own smoke against for yourselves, for your own advantage, because I guarantee if you're smoking off Moto, and then if you start throwing, you know, fake flashes in towards short or something like this, I guarantee the pit player is not going to be thinking that you're going to be peeking over here, or if there's a site player, you might even find that there's a site player here waiting for your peek short, but instead you're doing something really flipping naughty. You're going to go for something nasty pasty, where you're going to stand up here and get the site player, or go for the graveyard player, or go for mini pit, or if there's a CT stood up on balcony, you're going to go for something really nasty. So you're playing Wingman after all. Do some Wingman stuff together and do some nerdy stuff. Now, I think that's pretty much everything as well for these positions here. You can do really nerdy smoke strat on towards the pit. So if you want to smoke off towards the pit, draw an invisible line before the roof here, before where this would meet this. So come out from this roof until it would make an invisible line with this one here. So you come on out just like this, left click throw, you can get a nice smoke that's going to land just in front of the pit here. That's a pretty good smoker, just getting rid of the pit player just like this. He's got nothing, he can't one way around that, and it's going to force him wider in towards the pit, and he can't really, he can't do anything. So if you're struggling with pit, then throw that smoke. You don't have to worry too much about it. It's quite easy to just get a Molotov in behind it. And that also confirms that no one can be playing the pit in towards there. Quite an easy way to deal with pit if you want to do that. If you want to get really flipping nerdy, then yeah, I think you can do an actual like double smoke strat, where I think you do something like this. I don't think this is going to work. The second smoke should land just here on towards this wall. And yeah, so you can do something like this, which is where you double smoke off the pit. Pretty nasty stuff. And then that's going to completely smoke off the pit. I mean, this guy is completely redundant. That's a really good smoke strat if you're looking to just deal with a guy on towards the bomb site or something like this, and you want to keep that guy behind there, go and get the kill, maybe just plant here, and you can deal with him after you've killed the other guy, okay? Or if you just know there's always going to be a guy in pit, that's really easy. To do the second one, I think you just stand here, and then you look at where that dot then goes over and in line with the black lines here. So you'd throw that one first, and then you come on over, and then you do that one. And yeah, and you get something basically that looks like this, and those smoke screens would be pretty sick at just keeping this guy here. This guy would now be at the disadvantage because he's pushing through like this, and you're literally ready with your gun out. As soon as he jumps through, he's dead, and it's going to be big problems. I think now we can go in towards the apartments here really quickly. Remember, you can get in towards apartments super fast as T-side. Just come up here. Sometimes you may find yourself coming up here just to get, you know, because for different options. If the CETs are just doing these fast Molotovs and stuff like this all the time, and you don't want to be expending your smokes doing it, sometimes you just want to maybe get in towards the apartments instead. So you can get up here quite quickly. Look here on top of where the radio is. You can get nice, easy, damage-free wall bangs right on towards this corner. This is going to punish any CT who's just holding this. That is going to flipping hurt a lot. Okay, so that's going to be really nice. And then you can come on round. In terms of this position down here, you can Molotov the quad position just by bouncing it off the door frame. That's going to be landing nice and deep, and that's going to just be hemming someone in. They might just be trapped in back here, or you may just get them burning. So just make sure if you want to just capture that position, you're getting that deep Molotov in towards that here. If you want to flash out as well, you can just flash out here and take those kills. The deeper your flashbangs out of this door, the better, because you just can't get them deep enough. Because if there's a CT tucked right in towards this corner, you want your flash to go so deep that he's still going to hopefully get white on a position just like this. So just make sure you are really rocking forward any flashes coming through like this. If you need to smoke up long towards the boiler stairs here, look under the T, down to the line, crap down, left click throw. Easy kind of long smoke there. So if you're looking to do that, that would be my utility to get myself out of here. So if you're finding it's really difficult to get out, you're not getting many options and stuff like this, then that could be some of the utility that you need. I would always flash over here before I go to peek, pit just like this. So always flash up on top of this, before you peek, because that high flash is really good. It flashes so high that if there's a guy in pit here in cover, it's still going to get him really, really high, because it's going to be super, super effective. Okay, so just make sure you're doing something like this, because with that as well, you can do a really easy, right off the back of the flash, just get a fast Molotov in towards there. Oh, I did it wrong because I just moved left a little bit. Just basically on the peak, like that, and you can just get a really fast, just flash peek, and then the Molotov follows up behind, and then the CT is going to have to start falling out of cover. Make sure if you are playing this as a CT, use different options. Like I said, you can do something like this, or in fact, you can actually do double bike, which is like double man dems on towards the bike. It's pretty sweaty. Get off my head, bro. It's so hard to show boosts with a bot. Okay, crouch down. There we go. So CT side, you can actually do this, okay, where you can play on towards here and watch long. Lamb here, crouch down, can actually already see short. So Lamb on towards this one here. Sometimes it's good if you're just, I don't know, you're playing deagles, you're doing something a bit stupid, or if you just want to smoke off. So if you want to smoke off short, just stand here and look at the chimney, left click throw. That's going to go over and that's going to smoke up deep in towards something like this. You know, anything like that, you can look up there, or you can look up to the top of the chimney. So long as you're looking, you know, up in line with it nicely, you're going to get a nice, easy smoke there. So if you're doing something like this, this might give you a different angle on towards this kind of position, just like this, and this guy can maybe watch the apps or something like this. If you're looking for any kind of just different angle to deal with that kind of stuff. Fast utility, you should know as well, CT side, if you want to smoke up long, just look at the top of that window where it reaches the roof, and that's going to be your long smoke. Super, super easy. If you're playing on site or something as well, just look at the top of the window here. Nope, halfway down the window. Apologies. There we go. Halfway down the window, and that'll give you a nice easy smoke of the same thing as well. You just got to know your quick smokes really, just because, you know, if you spot one long, if you need to just kill some time, I don't know, you want to go, you know, want to go for something like this, then you want to go for a pop flash or something over. It's whatever it is you want to do, and that's just going to help you out of all those kind of situations. Right, going back in towards apartments is what I was doing. If you find yourself coming in towards apartments this way, then you can just flash on towards the stairs here, kind of just like this, crouch down, move on back. Come on round, that's going to be a pretty helpful one. Utility in towards boiler from here, just look at the light. Just the second light down, left click throw. You can get fast Molotov, it goes in towards that position just like this. Or that works with grenades as well. If you're going to go peeking towards the corridor one towards the apps here, you can just easily throw a flashbang off this. Do a little jiggle peek before, and you can go for something like this. Because again, the CT on towards this angle here is going to be super, super white if he hangs on to that angle for the gunfight. But sometimes you can just peek just before. Like this, and you know if they start falling back here, you can start wallbanging then through that door here, and that is going to really start hurting as they start retreating, or certainly if they're going to start playing towards this corner just like this, then you can really just start doing more and more damage. You can see these bullets go out towards this doorway here. So if you've caught someone with the flashbang here and they're now running out through this door to try and get off the balcony, you can very quickly start catching them out here. There's a nice little smoke that you can do as well here. If you stand here, just look at the door hinge like this, left click throw, it's going to come out and land on towards the hay bales. That's going to be a super, super sexy smoke. That gives you the option to move out here and clear all of the pit position, check a bit of graveyard, check the back of the balcony here with your back turned to sight safely. That is such a good one. Either that, or you can jump out and come on down and take the fight here, and you can start clearing around these angles and doing something a little bit more dangerous as well. It's such a nice smoke, gives you so many options, because otherwise if you're coming out of here and there's potentially a CT here and there's a CT, you know, here, or if there's a CT here, you're going to be stuck in a real difficult crossfire because you physically can't come out and fight this guy without the guy sight seeing you. So you really want your smoke to come out here and land here. That gives you so many options to come on round and check pit. You can easily molly pit by just seeing this little pillar just like this. Just get a Molotov in towards that, and you're going to get a Molotov that's going to land into the pit. There's nowhere that's going to be safe to play in towards that, so it's really easy to get your utility on towards that position here. In terms of CT side stuff as well, you don't need to look at it. Don't do this. You're going to get yourself fucking shot in the face. You can literally just, you know where the door is. You can see the top there. Left click throw. That's how easy it is to get Molotovs in here. If you need to throw supporting Molotovs if you're the long player, then you can literally just look at the top of the roof, take a step forward, and that's going to be your Molotov in towards that position as well. So it shouldn't be too sweaty or stressful. If you're looking for supporting flashbangs in towards short as well, just look at the aerial just like this, just in line with the aerial, crouch down, left click throw. That's going to be pretty good. That pop flash is going to be insane. Ask for that flash as a teammate like that. Let it come in, and as soon as it peaks, you can do something like that. Because again, that supporting pop flash, there's no warning that's coming. Those are the kind of flashbangs you need to be throwing if you're going to be playing more in a kind of wingman tournament competition. Because like I said, any noise, then people are going to be at the higher level are going to hear it and just turn away. As soon as I throw that flashbang off the door, and I can do a peek off that, I guarantee you, someone who's more sweaty, as soon as they hear that tick where that red dot is, as soon as they hear that audio cue that there's a flash coming, they're going to get out of the angle. They're going to be like this. and they're going to turn away off of it, and they're going to be ready to rock and roll and come back into that fight because they hear that tick. That's not a pop flash because it makes a noise. It does something like this. And if you have got a T who's just getting a little bit kind of just waiting like this, he's going to just get out of the fight, or he's going to go into cover and something like this. And as soon as he hears that T, that tick on there, so that's when you need supporting pop flashes. That's when you're going to be like, I want to peek short, flash me, bro, and and then you're going to be just like, okay, yeah, I can give you a quick flash, and then that's when you're going to be peeking off the back of that. And again, if you haven't got those flash peeks or something like this, if you're playing really sweatily, then don't go for a fucking stupid peek where you're going to stand here and get your face taken off. Just wait for the opportunity. Wait until you see them cross over towards the site or something. Wait until they walk into a little bit of a crossfire, or like I said, wait for that flash, and then you can come on in and get that kill or get the information that no one's there. So play off of each other like this. Same again, if you want to flash on towards short, I think you can just move up with the pillar, move it nice and high, and you can get supporting flashbangs like this. And again, supporting flashes that land right on towards the corner there. So you can throw that for your teammate on towards this angle here, and that's going to be flipping lethal because that pops right on the corner of the roof. And it's going to be super, super, super deadly. I'm trying to think of anything else I can give you as you're pushing in towards this thing. If you're coming in towards the apartments here, I think we've literally covered everything. The chimney flash, everyone knows the chimney flash, where the sun illuminates the chimney here. Crouch down, run forward, and then you're going to get a super flashbang. The flashbang literally blinds anyone in pit. Look at that, it lands just here on towards the back here. It's a super white flashbang to deal with anyone in pit. It deals with anyone in towards this angle. Look at that, the tail flashes out here. It deals with the site players, everything. It's just such a king flashbang. It deals with this position as well. And this is why it's just such a good flash, okay? So sometimes you can throw that utility for yourself. You might throw that smoke, and then you're going to throw yourself the flashbang. As soon as it pops, I'm now here with my gun out to come out and deal with some white CTs, and then I can come on down, deal with this. I can check the mini pit, I can check graveyard, I can come around, I can check the dildo is clear, and come on around and clear site and all that kind of shenanigans. So nice stuff to get yourself out of apartments. In terms of that, there's not too much else in terms of going around in towards apartments. If you're going around in towards short, remember, you can do boosts as well. If the CTs are doing things like this, so I always recommend CT side do smokes and stuff like this. I always recommend they smoke deep, because the more shallow you smoke as a CT, I think you can do a smoke maybe off the little arrow here, and you might get a smoke that lands here. Yes, it's an okay smoke, but the issue is that if I'm coming round, if I'm T side, if the CTs have smoked that or something like this, this signifies to me that all of this is clear, and I can literally peek around here. This is clear, all of this is clear, they're behind this smoke. Whereas if you're at the start of the round, instead of smoking like that, if you're smoking over here, then the CTs could be anywhere behind that smoke, which suddenly means this isn't clear, suddenly means this isn't clear, this isn't clear, all of this stuff like this isn't clear, all these little angles like this which the CTs could be playing, this isn't clear. Again, if you're playing different positions, if you don't want to play the fight, don't stand on standard angles, stand on different angles, and if you want to stand on different angles again, stand maybe on top of this barrel just like this. This will give you different options for a fast little headshot and towards short. But if the CTs are smoking like this, they are signifying that they could be much, much closer, which is why then we might want to expend a Molotov just down here, and this is why boosting down here or something like this is pretty good. Use the CT's own utility against them, and then you can get a nice kill maybe in towards short, and then you can just use their own stuff against them. You can check graveyard, you can come around, I can clear the back of this box here, I can clear the back on towards pit just like this. These boosts and stuff like this may just save your life and save your bacon in a sexy round. In terms of coming around long as well, like I said, I've shown you so much, you know what I mean? There's not too much more I'm going to be able to show you. But if you are looking to push out long and all this stuff, you can smoke off library as well. So if you stand here, you want to look at this wooden beam like this and follow it up until it hits the telephone pole just like this. Definitely throw it. It's going to go over and bounce off the roof and in towards the edge of the door frame just like this. If you want to smoke off library, if you're finding you're having troubles with someone in library, yeah, you can deal with that. You can also molly them in like this, and that is going to keep them in here. If you know that there's an AWPer or something in here, you can literally keep him stuck in there and just run by him and go and kill his teammate on site, and then you can literally plant then for safety whilst you just plant then and wait and keep that CT stuck in there. He cannot go anywhere. He can't go out this way here, and if he's stuck in a molly smoke combo, something like this, then yeah. But like I said, this is very specific stuff now. This would be, again, if you're playing it literally like sweaty Wingman tournament, and you were like, well, we know we've played him three times in towards that library position. We know he's in there, and let's just keep him in there. And then, we can do flash peeks, whatever it is, over the top. In terms of going out to clear from long or something like this, if you're T-side coming along, you can just look at the top right of the window here. This would be if I want to smoke off pit. This would be if I'm coming along and I want to check graveyard, I want to come on round and I want to check the balcony. I want to come on round and check site. This smoke smokes off the pit position. So if I get rid of that, it smokes off mini pit and all these positions down here. So to make sure that when I'm checking all of this shit, I'm not also open to half of the world down here. So if I do have my smoke still, I'm thinking, right, we're going to start pushing in from long. We might want to throw that smoke like this, and that's going to then give us the options to start coming around and clearing on towards a bomb site. There's loads of Molotovs you can do. If you want a Molotov pit, you can bounce it just off the window back there. That's going to land it back on towards this barrel just like this. This is going to stop the T from playing this barrel down here. It's going to force him off a little bit wider, maybe in towards mini pit, or if you want to land on towards mini pit just like this, I think you throw the Molotov, I think you throw it at that roof. Does that work? Nope. I think from the corner here, you land it there? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so if you're on the corner here, if you want a Molotov off the mini pit, again, this is like the stuff here. So again, those Molotovs are so good at dealing with mini pit, especially if they're doing this kind of shit, which I showed you earlier. If they're doing all this ridiculous shit and it's really hard to deal with mini pit, then absolutely, you can do something like this in return, where you're like, okay, we're coming in from long, and we know there's one in mini pit. We can see his stupid fucking one way up here, and I can just stand here, look at the top of that roof, and then I've got Molotov then that lands here, and that's going to negate his position and force him off deeper in towards the bottom of the position, the bottom of the pit, just like there. So that Molotov is a lifesaver. Just look at the roof, left click throw. That is going to be your Molotov that clears out mini pit. Such a good one. Now it only takes an easy combo with that. With these two Molotovs, and you've really easily locked out pit here. He can't play on this position, he can't play at the back of the barrels. He's going to have to play some stupid position in the middle of pit, open to absolutely everything, and he should then just be a free kill right in the middle. So it's up to you whatever it is when you want to do. You can Molotov in towards sight as well. If you go halfway between the Y and the wood, just like this, you can do a nice Molotov then that bounces off the skybox and lands on towards this. This stops people playing in towards this position here, stops people playing this. This is a flipping horrible angle here when they can play around the pillar, literally at head height as you come around this corner, get that flipping Molotov in, and that's going to clear them. You're not going to have 50,000 Molotovs, guys. This is different variations. Don't you have to use my lineups. It's just showing you ideas of where you can place utility. Like here, if you want a Molotov graveyard, just stand here and then just look at the tip of this chimney. Left click throw, it's going to go over and land here on towards the stairs. That's going to be your beautiful Molotov here. You're not going to have so many Molotovs to clear all of these spots. So yeah, you may find that you want to do something like this, like I just showed you there. So you got that one there. You're going to then Molotov grave, and then you're going to do Molotov on towards site or something, and then you can do a flash for yourself off of this roof. Oh, not like that. Oh my goodness. Oh my, 3 times in a row! I'm trying to bounce off that fucking bit of wall just like that. There we go. You're coming around, you're doing something like this. That's it. Let me try that again. What on earth was going on there? Basically, the flash I was showing you is just off that little half wall there. Oh my god, it's a 4th time. Kill me now. This video is all in a pan. Come on around there. That self-flash there is absolutely freaking insane, because it literally pops right on the corner here. It could not be a nicer flash. It just lands perfectly on the corner. It also deals with anyone up close. If there's anyone up close on this box just like this, that's landing right on the tip of the roof, and it is such a king flashbang. It deals with anyone who is playing in towards this position just like this. It's going to be it's just such a king flashbang. But don't fuck it up 4 times in a row like I just did. Just make sure you're aiming high enough and you've got enough forward momentum that you're bouncing off that. And as soon as it pops, I'm moving around. That's also another tip, guys. Don't do this. Don't throw a flash and then fuck off the other way. If you're going to use that $200, do something, peek off the back of it, and then don't do this. And then wait 5 years, everyone's regained their vision, and then start going for these slow peaks. If you're going to go for a flash peak, go for a flipping flash peak, and then come on round and swallow up that flipping earth. As soon as you go for a peak and go for an aggressive maneuver, you need to be swallowing up the territory, the earth and underneath your feet, as then you're going for that movement in towards the site and start contesting the objective. Stop throwing flipping flashbangs like this, and then just not peeking or trying to then do it thinking you're some big G going for a big fake flash. What fake flash are you doing? Everyone can see you throwing that in from long. You can see it coming in like this, and you know, yes, of course you can get, and if you spend another 10-15 seconds, well, it might be quite obvious then that you're coming short. I'm just going to take your flipping face off. So just all of those things, just if you are going to go for a flash peek, make sure you are coming around and using those flash peeks like I said. So I was going to try to show you that one more time. With the smoke on towards the angle here, you can smoke off that position here, you can smoke off the graveyard, you can smoke off the bomb site, and then you can go for that flash peek. you're coming round, then we've got grave mollied, sight mollied, and I can literally clear these angles here with my stuff safe here, and then start moving over the top and clearing these angles here and clearing towards mini pit and stuff like this, so I can really start using that utility around me. There's another smoke as well on towards moto, which I didn't show you. You can basically do a variant just by seeing where the leaves go flat, crouch down, look at the leaves, move forward, left click throw, bounces off the window. That's another way of throwing a moto smoke in towards from the apartments area. Basically, yeah. Look at the leaves, crouch down, move forward. Left click throw. Bounced a bit funnily. But yeah, there we go. And it smokes off moto from that kind of position. Different ways to throw different smokes. Whatever it is you want to do. Like I said, I would prefer always throwing this smoke. In terms of nice sexy positions as well, be careful if you're coming out through apps. Obviously, you need to be able to know where you're checking. Check, you know, the side of the box. Check this side of the box, check the long corner, you know, check all these angles. Obviously, check on towards the stairs here, check this. But be careful, you should be careful of checking the second you peek this. I've seen a few people play this barrel position. It is flipping nuts. I've been done by a CT who was playing this with an AUG one time, and he was flipping wrecking me. Because from this position, he can see so much deeper into apps than back here. If I'm playing this position on graveyard, I can only see to here, okay? But if I'm playing the barrel, I can see here. Look how much further in he can see from here. And I was like walking up here with my utility out something like this, and he was killing me like the second I was peeking this angle because he was playing the great or something like this, and he was just take my name and number down. So play some different cool positions. Yeah, don't be afraid to do something like this. And again, he could only really do something a position like this because he had the safety to do so. He had the Molotov early so that he could then go and play a position like this. And then when that was starting to run out, he would then top it off with a smoke, and then that would just mean that no one was going to really be peeking in, and he was going to be able to abuse his position up here. And then once that smoke would go, he would do something like this, and then just play a more defensive position. I don't really rate this position. This is a bit shit. I would, because it's so obvious, there's no cover up here. I would only really play this position if I had a crossfire on sight, and the T's were coming in long, and they physically couldn't come and kill me here without walking into a crossfire from this person here. So that's going to be so much better to deal with that. Again, if you want to clear off the, I've shown you as well, like, if you should be able to smoke off pit and graveyard without seeing pit and graveyard. You don't need to see them. You know in line with this window is where the pit is, like this, so you can get a Molotov that lands in here, and in line with the trees is where graveyard is. You can really easily get a Molotov in that lands here, and then you should be burning the graveyard stairs like this. Don't get too much forward momentum on it, because otherwise it's not going to land right. There we go. That's going to be the Molotov that lands on towards these stairs here. It doesn't let you play on towards them, so really, really sexy. You can just run forward into it. If you get it to hit the curvature of the stairs, it's going to start landing there. But yeah, basically, you can just, like, as soon as you start seeing the trees like this, you can run forward and get your Molotovs that should land in towards grave. So you should still be able to execute and stuff like this, even if the CTs have got you smoked off. Be careful again. This angle, I've showed you this angle, tiny little angle here that CTs can play. Really good position here where they can do stuff like this. I'm just trying to think of everything now, guys, trying to show you absolutely everything. Molotovs on towards sight. You know, really easy to get Molotovs that land on towards these positions here, that burn out these stupid positions, burn out people who are playing in these angles like this. Again, these CT angles are going to be really, really annoying. You know, you can do stuff like this, which give you really nice Molotovs. Again, if you've got people playing on towards this one here, this box is flipping annoying. You know, you can just Molotov off the window just like this. Bot, get out of my way. In the middle of the window just like this, you can get a Molotov then that lands right on towards this box. So if you're dealing with those kind of fights, they're pretty annoying as well. So if you want to Molotov the side box, just get up there, bounce it off this. Remember, before you go for a peek here, always flash high and check the pit and stuff like this. If you want to flash sight, do a high flash forward and come on round to do something like this. I always recommend a high flash forward before you come on round then and check pit. The reason you want a nice sexy high flash is because if they are playing this position, look at that. That is coming straight in with no audio cue straight into their POV. And this is why I said earlier in the video, don't fucking play here. You are just going to be so hard checked by flash peaks like this. You think you may have a sick idea here with a P90 or a Mag 7 or some shit like this, and you are just going to be flash checked to fuck as they come on around and just melt your blinded face. And again, those flash peaks and stuff like this are so nasty. If they're coming around these corners, they're just so difficult to deal with. And yeah, like I said, I already showed you can get the Molotov then straight in towards the bomb site, which burn all of these nice angles and stuff like that. I am literally now at a point where I have shown you every single thing possible, I think. I don't think there's anything more that you can glean from me that's going to magically help you win Inferno Wingman. Just going to double check. I mean, just use your environment again. It's just principles rather than actual lineups or strats or anything. You know, if you're playing this corner, then use your environment around you to go for flash peaks and play for those aggressive plays, because those flash peaks are going to be so deadly. And again, you know, if you're playing, you know, if they're going to be peeking you from long or something like this, get the flashbang over something like this. You know, go for flashes off your environment to deal with these positions like this, because they're going to be so deadly. Do you know what I mean? So use the stuff around you. You've seen me down here. If I'm playing pit, I'm going to be doing flashbangs like this that aren't going to blind me, but are going to help me win these things. You know, if I've seen someone on that corner and I want to get a HE grenade that's going to land right there on towards the corner, it's going to fucking beef this guy straight in the face. That's all the stuff you should be using on towards this. Is there anything else? I do not think so. You know, you remember, if you're playing this, remember to check up here. This you can stand here on towards this, and you can see in towards boiler from this position like this. There are loads of wall bangs that you can do as well. Once you're, if you're in apartments and you can just wall bang through this window like this, that's going to be pretty nice. Because if there's a CT boosted up here, he's going to be shredded by you, and he's not even going to get to see daylight of the round. Is there anything else? We talked about flashing out here. We talked about coming out towards this. We've talked about coming through here. We talked about flashing out here. I think now we have reached the point where there is nothing. There is nothing else. There's nothing else you're going to learn from me. I've got 30 seconds left of this video. I think there's literally nothing else I can show you. I'm sure there's going to be other one-ways. I'm sure there's going to be other things that I've not been able to say, that I've not been able to show you. But enjoy the game is most definitely the thing, and just keep working for each other, keep flashing for each other. You know, if flash for your teammates on towards the other bit of the maps and talk to each other, flash for each other just like this. Make sure you don't peek any corner without a flashbang, because your flashes are going to save your life. Peace out, see you soon. Yo, I forgot to mention a good way of how to flash out long as well if you're T-side looking to push up this way. This is obviously after you've done the flash peek on towards top mid, and you start to then push around and start to push the CT back. You just want to look at the top of this wood column here, just jump, right click, throw. Then as you push on around, really start pre-firing on towards that corner. That pop flash is going to be absolutely insane over the top of the building, just like this. It is a full white pop flash. It is so insane that it also gets the library position as well. So if there's a person in library just like this, they are feeling the full force of that. It also does a positioning towards arch just like this, because it lands just like this, super nicely, and it also blinds any CTs who have pushed forward in towards a cubby position like this, because even if they're tucked in like this towards the corner, it is still lands in towards their POV, and is an insane flashbang that flashes all of long just in one flash. Okay, so make sure that once you have taken towards the top mid position, once you've done your your double flashes or something like this, make sure you invest that third flashbang into making sure you don't just walk around this corner and then get deleted, like I said, by one of these kind of one-way smokes or anything like this up close. If the CTs are doing any of that kind of stuff like this, making sure that you're giving yourself the best opportunity to survive that gunshot, that gunfight, by coming to be really aggressive and swinging really wide and taking those flash peeks and fights and stuff like this. In terms of supporting flashbangs as well, there's a really cool apex flashbang that you can do just kind of halfway down between the tip of the roof and this line here, just like this. Just jump, left click, throw. You can get a super high, nice, sexy flashbang that lands up here. That's really good at flashing your teammates out of the balcony position just like this as well. So if your teammates have a smoke like this, they're looking to go out towards the balcony, and then you can just do this supporting flash for them back here. It is such a neat flash because it flashes everyone in towards the pit, it flashes all of the site as well, and if you can like literally push up with the flash like this, wait for it to flash, and then you can start really pushing out and doing some huge damage. Anyone in towards that pit position, even in full cover here, is going to be getting full white. Anyone down on towards the site here, which is going to try and watch this doorway here, is going to be getting full white. And same again, it also helps them get out and deal with the graveyard player. Anyone in a position like this, it is such a good, sexy, supportive flashbang, and it is just such a good way to do it. Just get used to throwing supportive flashbangs in for each other. Do you know what I mean? If it is, if you want to be flashing long or something like this, throw flashbangs in for each other so that your teammates can peek off the back of them, and then come on round and do all this kind of stuff to deal with these angles. And as well, I've got to show you in towards the apartments as well. CT side, remember, always crossing over super safely. Start of the round, you can get across here really quickly, and there's different things that you can do here, whether you just want to smoke off, you can smoke off the wall or something like this, and you can go for wall bangs in, down towards this as well, down towards the door there. They're going to be pretty sexy ways of getting in and doing damage, whilst you've got any Ts waiting in behind these smoke screens, afraid to get in there. And I forgot to show you as well, this wall bang, although I did show you, actually is really good at clearing out any CTs who have pushed up deep in towards these positions and stuff like that. Super sexy. And now I genuinely think that is everything. Just remember to flash on everything. The principle of looking at the top of the wood also does work on towards this corner. just make sure you're coming around here to deal with all of these angles, because again, all of those high flashbangs are just so neat. You just want to make sure, and it's a bit of an art for some people who are new to the game. The jump right click, it's got to get used to just releasing so that the grenade has a real high like jumping trajectory, and whilst moving forward so that it goes forward enough. And then just getting used to peeking as soon as that pops, making sure you're not wasting any opportunity for CTs to get their vision or retreat back in towards cover. And those kind of flashbangs are going to be the ones which are insane pop flashes, and they just make no noise at all. There's no audio cue for the CT to react to those kind of flashbangs. So yeah, if you are going to peek and short, you can be doing this and flashing in stuff like this, which is going to be just good. But I find for the ones that don't make any noise, don't make any ticks and stuff like this, those jump right click ones are going to be your best friends. Just like this, and then come on around and go take those gunfights super fast. Just remember to throw those flashbangs.